You know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of that the Predator movie from last year. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's not terrible. There are definitely things in there that you can like, you can enjoy, some even love. But the movie as a whole, if you look at the movie, as a package, and then you compare that to the some of the older ones, and what it means for the franchise, you just be scratching your head like, why? Like, what are we even doing with this franchise? Like, why are we still putting out like these mediocre movie just to keep the franchise alive? Like, what are we doing? Terminator Dark Fate is the latest installment in the Terminator franchise. This time is being advertised as the real Terminator 3. This take place, directly after Judgment Day, ignoring Terminator 3, Rise of the Machine, ignoring the Chronicle of Sarah Connor, ignoring Genesis, thank God, Salvation, ignoring all that, right? And just, you know what? This is the real canon. Terminator, Terminator 2, and Dark Fate. That's it. So I went in, expecting, okay, we're gonna go back to the formula. We're gonna go back to that gritty, dark horror sci-fi world that was so freaking awesome. Created by James Cameron, of course. So that's what I thought, right? And that's what they told me. That's what the filmmakers and all the producers and directors, that's what they told me. So I was like, you know what? I'm on board. Like, if that's what we're doing, I am on board. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, this does not feel like Terminator 2 or even 1 at all. But you know what? I'll give it a chance. And on a lonely Friday afternoon, I didn't have much to do, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go to the movie. All by myself. There's no one there. I got the whole theater to myself, right? And I was just watching the movie. I swear to God, 2 or 3 times, I almost fell asleep. Let's talk about the pacing, because my God, that second act took forever. Just started the movie, the first act with a big action sequence, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Even though it's like super CGI, like super like artificial and whatnot. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance. Like, this is only the first action sequence in the movie. I'll give it a chance. Then we got to that second act, and the movie just slowed down. My God, like, what? It turned into, that second act, the whole movie turned into a road trip movie. Like, people were just sitting in cars and driving around and talking. Exposition galore. And I was like, okay, like, when is shit gonna start blowing up? Like, when is the exciting shit, And obviously you get the final act with the huge action set piece and whatnot, and it's kind of cool, really bombastic, and it's not like Terminator 2 at all. But it was alright, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I left the theaters feeling really empty, especially if you're one of those people who's like, this movie, it's gonna bring you back to the good old days, the Terminator, Judgment Day and whatnot. It did not do that for me, like, at all. There's some callback here and there, and the plot is, obviously a recycled Terminator 2 plot. And that's about it. Everything else, it looks kind of ugly. If you ask me, like, cinematography is not the best. It's just really, it looks really fake. Like, that's the only way I can put it. When you watch Terminator 2, like, sure, a lot of CGI, but like the special effect, and especially the practical effects, are amazing. It still holds up to this day. And then you watch this movie in 2019, and everything just looks so fake. Like the new T1000, what was it called? Ref 9, something like that. Just the new T1000. They're trying to make this like, oh, this thing is even more dangerous than the T1000. Like, it's more advanced. It's got the skeleton, but like another layer of I don't know what the fuck you call it, like nanotech. I don't know, but it's just a more advanced but less cool version of the T1000. That's just what it is. And just everything about that character is so fake. It looked like a cartoon, looks like a video game cutscene. And I kind of feel bad because Gabriel Luna, who played Ghost Rider in Agent of Shield, he was doing the best he could with being super stoic, but he was scary, and he was intimidating enough for me to kind of care for the antagonist, the main antagonist of the movie. But other than that, everything about that character, it looks so weird, and every time he does this like transformation, from the skin, getting all liquid and becoming the another Terminator and whatnot, that just looks so fake. Like in all the action scenes, he looks fake as fuck. Let's talk a little bit about the characters. Obviously we get Arnold as the T-800. In this movie they call him Carl. And Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connors, and it's all good. As a Terminator fan, it brought a smile to my face seeing them two together on the big screen again. It's a good time, and the two of them is really good in the movie, really good in the movie, especially Linda Hamilton, who is a complete badass, and she kicks so much ass in the movie that at times they actually tricked me into thinking that I actually liked the movie because of how good Linda Hamilton was and how much I like her in the movie. Arno is a little weird. Remember when the T-800 or T-850 and whatever you want to call it, he used to be scary. Even in the second movie when he was a good guy, he was scary, and he was a unstoppable force to be reckoned with. He stepped into the room and you should be shitting your pants. In this movie he is a fucking clown. He tells joke, and it's funny. I mean, sure, it's funny, it made me laugh, but is that the Terminator? Is that the Terminator that you think that the fans want? No, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? T-800 telling jokes and whatnot. I'm like, god damn it. They're just making him an absolute clown. It's kind of the same thing that happened to, what's his name? Jack Sparrow in those, Pirates movie. He was just kind of a shadow of himself, in these, later installments and whatnot. I was just looking at the movie and looking at the way that they portrayed him in the movie, right? And I was like, God, what did they do to you? The main character in the movie, her name is Danny Ramos. She's basically the new John Connor. There's absolutely nothing original about her. She's just she's gonna be very important in the future. So the new Skynet they call Legion, sent a Terminator back, the Ref 9, to kill her, and then the Resistance sent another one back to protect her. She is John Connor. Even at some point in the movie someone actually said, this girl, she is the new John Connor. And I thought the actress, I cannot remember her name, but I thought she did an okay job, even though for the first 90% of the movie she is very useless. I mean, you could say the same thing about John Connor, but if you're gonna make this movie in 2019, you're gonna cast a female character in it, and you want to empower women, do something different. Give her something to do. She was just running around, screaming, crying, and people saving her. People actually have to push her, physically push her and pull her out of danger. She can't. She's not doing anything, she was very reactionary. That's the best way I could describe her, her character in the movie. Very reactionary, very whiny, cry a lot for some reason, and she needs saving. 90% of the time, she needs saving. She didn't start doing shit until the last 5 minutes of the movie. It was very disappointing. The second new character I actually really like. It's called Grace. The character name is Grace, played by Mackenzie Davis. this is not a spoiler because they showed in the trailer. She is a human and Terminator hybrid. She is not quite a Terminator, but kind of a cyborg if you think about it. She's enhanced, stronger, faster. Her character is super cool, I think. Again, not a very original story, but I like what they did with her character. Just how she is as a character, man. Like, I like her a lot. She got some of the best action sequences in the movie. Complete badass. And is actually doing something. Unlike Danny Ramos, the main character. She is actually doing something. And there are some, tweaks. There are some differences in the way that they, that they include the some of the iconic lines in the past movies in here. I love the "I'll be back" from Sarah Connor. You saw it in the trailer. It's so cool, man. That might be my favorite "I'll be back" since the first two movies. The "Come with me if you want to live," they did a different version of that I thought was pretty cool. And there's little things like that. I was like, okay, that's all right. I like that. But, it's just not enough. Not enough for me to actually, bring myself to say that I actually enjoy this movie. I enjoy certain things about the movie. I enjoy some of the characters. Some of the actions are actually cool. But overall, they look really fake. The overuses of CGI and, computer animated and whatnot. It's man, that's not what the Terminator series is about, Sure, the T-1000, the CGI for him is impeccable. With that movie, they try to go practical when they can. I'm not saying that I hate CGI, I just hate bad CGI. And for me, this movie, there's just way too many bad CGIs, man. It looks fake. It looks like a PS3 video game. And, that ending, they try to, set up a sequel and whatnot. The movie kind of bombed financially, so I don't really see the Terminator series, having more movies, certainly not for a long time. So, part of me kind of feel bad, but, and there's another part of me, you kind of, y'all should have just stopped at 2, or even 3. But you just kept milking the series, and, look what happened. Look what happened. Terminator Dark Fate is not a terrible movie by any means, but just left me disappointed. As a fan of the series, I was super disappointed. Could have been so much better. Some characters' interaction and some action scenes that you could enjoy. The music, the iconic music is back. Arnold's and Linda Hamilton's back. The new characters, even though the main one is kind of whiny, cries a lot, and doesn't really do much. The actings are cool, and I like Grace, and the Ref 9, the new villain. Even though again the CGI is super bad, but he was all right. Gabriel Luna, he was okay. And that's it. The movie, it just stopped right there. It's just okay. It never exceeds that. It never it was never bad, but it was never good either. It was just okay. And for that reason, I'm gonna give this movie a 5 out of 10. As a fan, I'm very disappointed, and I don't think it's a good idea for them to make more Terminator movies. I think they should stop right here. Hey guys, you got a chance to see Terminator Dark Fate. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about the movie. If you like it, if you not like it, and if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. With that being said, I'll see you soon.